Now, effective communication with Phil Zeller, CEO, Dale Carnegie, Southwest Michigan.
When somebody verbally attacks you, how do you respond? Straight up, how do you respond when somebody verbally attacks you? Do you fight back at them? Do you get all angry and get defensive and start going at it and start going rounds with them? Or do you run away? Do you take flight, right? Do you run away, go hide because they're scary? Or do you freeze? Do you just freeze like a deer in the headlights and just stand there not knowing what to do? How do you respond when somebody verbally attacks you? How do you do it? So many times in my career, people have shared with me, I don't know how to handle those situations when somebody attacks me. I don't know. Now, I'm going to say straight up to all my friends out there in law enforcement, and I wouldn't be doing my due diligence here if I didn't say this first. First, assess the situation. You're a human being. You assess your surrounding situation. If you think this is going to be violent or it's a question of your safety, then follow your safety protocols. If you don't have safety protocols in those situations for your occupation and where you live, well, maybe it's time to do a little research and go figure out what those are and talk to your local authorities and figure out what that would be to make sure that you and your family are safe. So now that I've gotten that out of the way, okay, there's the disclaimer, right? Got to have the disclaimer. It's like all those late night infomercials, right? A million disclaimers, right? But in a conversation, typical conversation, when you feel like you're getting attacked by somebody verbally, there is a way to deal with the situation. And there's a very constructive way to deal with it. You don't need to fight with them because I shared with you before, arguing is a waste of time, and we're not going to waste your time here on the show or ever in your life because your time is too precious. You with me on that? Yes, you are. Cool. All right. So we're not going to fight with people, and you're not going to run away because if you run away and hide, you're not going to deal with the situation. Nobody's going to grow, and that's kind of a selfish thing to do, to run away and hide, but you're scared. I get it. You're scared, you run away, you hide in the conversation. But my point is, nothing gets resolved and the situation still exists. So we want to move beyond the situation, why somebody is verbally attacking you. And the last thing is you could freeze. And that's the deer in the headlight look that you get where you're just standing there and you don't know what to do. And again, nothing's moving forward. It just comes to a frozen standstill. So there's a better way. There's a better way, my friends, for us to deal with it when somebody verbally attacks you. For one, remember, I've shared with you before on the show, if somebody verbally attacks you, it takes guts to verbally attack another person, especially if you don't know what's behind them. You don't know if they're an expert in debate. You don't know if they're a kung fu master. Maybe they got a black belt in ninja or something. Or I met a woman just at one of our programs a couple weeks ago. She had a 3rd-degree black belt in jiu-jitsu. I'm like, I share with everybody, don't mess with this woman. So you don't know who you're dealing with. So remember that. So just for all of you listening to the show, I would guess that none of you are going to go verbally attack somebody. But if it happens to you, we want to make sure you're prepared, because I would never recommend you verbally attacking anybody because you don't know what you're up against. And you never know, and never underestimate any human being because you will get surprised if you do. So with that being said, if somebody does come at you, here are the steps to follow when somebody attacks you. First of all, listen, understand the heart of the issue. If somebody is verbally attacking you, they're obviously upset with something. What is it? You don't want to solve the wrong thing, so you need to seek understanding. Help me to understand. Obviously, there's an issue. Share with me. What are you asking? And once you truly understand what they're asking, then it's time for you to respond. And you respond by paraphrasing. And you paraphrase what you believe that they said that their question is and what they said. But you paraphrase in a way that takes the negativity out of it. It makes the question neutral. So somebody says to you, "You're charging me too much money for that." And say, okay, so price is of concern. It just makes it neutral. So what you want to do is paraphrase and make it neutral, take the emotion out of it. The next thing you want to do is you want to cushion. You want to find a point of agreement. You're right. We want to make sure that we get the best value out of our investment. That's exactly what we want to do. So that's a nice little cushion you can slide in there. And then you're going to come back with your response. You're going to state the positive side of the issue. This is where we can create a win-win for them and us in that situation and respond with, a positive outcome that benefits all of us with the way we're going forward. And lastly, you bridge to that outcome and how excited you are about that noble motive of achieving the outcome for everybody. And ask them, is there anything else that you feel that we should talk about? And so, again, you're really listening when somebody verbally comes at you. Again, the steps are listen, seek understanding, paraphrase, put it in a neutral, objective standpoint, cushion it, find a point of agreement, respond, state the positive side of the issue, and bridge to what great things this will do for all of us when we work this way. So this is a process. You can be confident in pressure situations, understand your goals to build consensus with other people, and you will better influence others and win them over to your way of thinking. And that's exactly what you want to do, my friends. Now go make it happen.